Colors of You.
Happy New Year, Versies!
Welcome back. If it's your first time, grab a seat. You have just unlocked your go-to space for all things life
Love.
and leveling up.
We are your hosts, Arya.
And Dia.
#DNA. Here bringing you another episode filled with tips and experiences.
Yes. And it's the first episode of 2025.
Yay! Starting the new year with having our podcast established was something that I genuinely did not pre-planned or think
A dream
of.
about, yeah.
Yes, and it's happening. Like, it's actively happening. It's not in my head. It's not in my goals book. It's not on my
It's
vision board.
Actually
I
happening.
know, right? That's amazing.
No, but when we started, I genuinely knew that we are gonna go a long way.
Yes.
And here we are starting a new year with everyone.
Yes, with all of our listeners, with our Vorsies. Oh my god. Ooh, I'm so happy. Honestly, like, looking back, I was so different when I started off, like, 2024 versus now and, like, 2025.
Okay.
It's like, how do I say this? It's like I'm the same person, but a different person at the same time.
In what way are you talking? Like, what context? Like a different personality, or in what context?
For me, it's more so like, you have multiple personalities that you keep switching to depending on the
And the
people.
people?
Yeah. Now I feel like I have reinvented myself and made a cohesive person. Like, Arya is like a blend of all, and she does not have to switch.
Combination.
Yes. She does not have to switch. She is one in all.
All.
And I love that. Like, I quite literally had to reinvent myself, reimagine myself. That is exactly what this podcast is all about. You are the main character. You get to be who you want, and we help you do that.
And even for me, 2024 was the starting of it was pretty much of an introvert Dia, someone who liked being with herself more, and I still do like being myself, but I have started becoming a little bit of an ambivert, you can say, or
Yeah.
trying to be an extrovert in a good way. And I'm liking
In a
this
good way?
change.
Wait, what does that mean? What is the bad part of being an extrovert?
Not like those loud extroverts.
Oh, the excessive extroverts.
Yeah, like the normal extrovert is okay for me. So I'm just really, really happy that this positive change has come into me within this year. And I hope this year brings us lots of good
Amen.
news, lots of good things for everyone, for us, abundance, and everything.
In between. Amen.
Everything.
Everybody say amen. Or Amin. Whatever you guys say, however you guys pronounce it. Alright? But now it's time for even Vorsies to reinvent themselves and become their best
best selves.
versions. Because come on, even if we have changed from the last year, there is such a long way for even us to go. And you're coming on the journey with us. So you better put in the work as well. So now that we have done the groundwork in the previous episode, if you have not checked that out, check that out. That is where we talked about setting goals for this year, vision boarding for this year's, and tips and tricks to start off this year. Right? And it is now time for you to reinvent yourself into that version. So the breakdown for this episode is: does waking up early actually help and increase productivity,
Eating habits,
movement,
starting your own side hustle
and confidence and originality?
in terms of peer pressure.
Yeah, mostly, because come on, that thing definitely needs its own episode because we have so much
More
to talk about that.
But the very first question, does waking up early actually increase productivity?
The first question should be, do we wake up early?
I mean, for me, early is 8 a.m., 7 a.m. 7, 8 a.m. is early for me. A good time that I can wake up and actually be
Productive,
a human.
yes.
No, a human. Not like a sleepy Dia.
At least you're sleepy, Dia. If somebody wakes me up from my sleep, I am like a literal bear. Like, do not talk to me before I had my coffee. I will scratch your face like a cat.
My God, you're like a bear, then a cat.
I'm just shifting in between animals, whatever it is. If it's early in the morning and I have not had my
Don't
coffee,
talk to her.
Yes. If you love your life, if you want to live, don't. Okay, you can talk to Dia. She's just gonna be sleepy and not gonna understand what you said. I will attack.
Yeah, but like I'm very used to this kind of, being actively awake in the morning because okay, for our morning classes I have to take a bus that's at 6:30, and I have one dear friend of mine who loves to talk to me all the way from the bus stop till uni. So it's like a 1 hour, sometimes to 1 hour 30 minutes of a ride, and I'm just constantly listening to her. So which has really improved my skills of being a morning person and listening to people in the morning.
It's like she's your live podcast.
Yeah,
in-person
every
podcast.
day I get daily updates from her and just yappa everything.
I love the word yappa for some reason.
It's there was this one thing my teacher used to back then say. She would be like, yappa, shut up. I miss that. But yes, that's how I have started becoming more of a morning person, and I like staying up.
But you wake up mostly around like 7, 8, 9, like that. Okay.
Depends on how late I sleep.
Makes sense. But I mean, at least you have the freedom to do that. I, on the other hand, have to wake up between either 4 or 5, 6, 7. That's the range that I have to wake up if I have to come to uni.
I mean, not my fault if you stay in.
Shush! We're not revealing locations here. No.
Okay.
The one thing that I did have noticed is that when, as you said, no, like you're sleepy and active. If I have to wake up anytime between like 4 to 5, I'm sleepy. I'm groggy. It's like my speed is automatically slower in that period of time. Versus if I wake up at 6:37, I'm much more quicker. It's like I'm automatically more awake at that time because my sleeping time is the same. I'll sleep around 11 to 12.
That's very early, no? To wake up at 4, 5.
Yeah, I mean, come on, true. But the thing is, I get home late also. So with my night shooting and everything, by the time I'm done with everything, by the time I'm in bed, it's at like 11, 12.
Late.
And I sleep directly at that time. So if I wake up at 4 or 5 or something, obviously I'm naturally very sleepy and drained and tired and very slow. And also I've noticed this, that the work or my morning routine that I finish from like 7 to 8, the 1 hour, that same steps, that same process takes me like 2 hours. Like it takes me full 4 to 6 to actually do the exact same routine because my energy levels are lower during that time. And that I have learned actually helps a lot in terms of your productivity. So every single time, because my parents used to force me that, wake up early. Yeah, so you've heard that too, right?
It's a very common thing. I think all of us at one point of time hear from our dad, especially, that wake up early. You wake up at 5, for example, and you know, be awake before the world is awake, and do things before everyone else does it.
True.
But honestly, do you think everyone can wake up? If everyone starts waking up at 5, who's gonna be sleeping?
I mean, that's kind of what our parents want. They don't want us to sleep at that time.
But it doesn't make real sense to me. If you want me to wake up at 5, but if I can't focus at that time,
exactly.
If I can't do anything, if you expect me to go for a morning walk, but I'm not able to get out from my bed, how do I go out of the house for a walk?
Exactly. One very good example I can tell you of this is that we have morning prayer, right? We have Fajr, and that depends on the sunrise timings. So sometimes it's at 4, sometimes it's at 5, sometimes it's at 6. Okay, so I've noticed, like, especially when it's like more earlier timings and I have to wake up, I do not know what I'm praying. Like, I am praying in my sleep. There was this one time, you know, the sujood position, right?
Yeah.
You know the sujood position, right? Okay, I was in the sujood position. I slept. And I was in sujood position. My parents are thinking, oh my God, she's being so nice. She's praying for such a long time. No, I am sleeping. I fell asleep. And then like later on, like for a while, when I didn't get up, my dad got concerned. He was like, are you awake? And he pushes me and I just fall down. I was like, oh,
She's left.
She's left.
So again, I think that's something you cannot skip. You have to. It's a prayer, so it's a ritual.
Yeah.
You do it every
Yeah.
day. But
No,
when
sometimes
we
I do skip accidentally because if I'm too tired, but I
Tired.
can make it up like later
Right.
in the day. So.
But like just talking in general terms, everyday terms, if you expect, I mean in general this is, if you expect yourself to get up at 5 and study and do this,
I
this,
can't.
this, I think it really depends on us, and I think we need to first understand at what time of the day we are most focused, we have the best of the attention, I can say.
Yes.
And yeah, like when can we actually use our brains and do things, complete things, rather than starting things off, losing focus, and then just keeping it aside, and then rest of the day you forget
Yeah.
about it,
Yeah.
and then you never end up going back to it and finishing it.
True.
Because when you started that, you were like lacking attention, you were lacking focus. So I feel like every one of us should understand when are we the best,
Yeah. When is our energy level
the best,
the highest?
our
Yeah.
productivity level. If it's in the afternoon, it's fine. I feel it's afternoon, it's night.
Depends on the people, because I do know a couple of people who are the most productive in the morning. Like I've met them in person, and their energy levels are the best in the
Best.
morning, and like absolutely, like that person would literally be a sleepy baby, like a 2-year-old baby at around 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, around that time.
Yeah, because if you're waking up at like 4 or 5, then you obviously need
Yeah, exactly.
that good sleep. If you are waking up early, then like the 8-hour cycle of sleep is also that's necessary for
Exactly.
energy for the
Again.
next day.
Again, it depends from people to people. That's what I've noticed. Because again, we also know some people who are really, really productive at like late
The night owls.
Yeah, exactly. So you need to understand what your productivity levels are, your energy levels are, and that you should also tie up with the tasks you do. So for me, my most creative ideas flow at nighttime. Okay,
Midnight.
so not necessarily midnight, because now I sleep before midnight itself, but more so like 9, 10, 7, basically sunset time. I get like some really, really creative ideas, which I would not get in the morning. But I've read somewhere somebody saying that, oh, you're most creative around 9 to 10. I am not, because my
Maybe-
energy level does not tie up like that.
Maybe that person meant for them.
No. It was like a article that I read.
Article.
Yeah.
Okay, that opinion is definitely
Yeah.
not very, very diverse.
Yes.
Doesn't relate to all of us.
Exactly.
Because for me, again, midnight, I think, and when I'm sleeping, I get the most creative ideas. And when I'm up, I forget about them.
Yeah, exactly. So that is the thing. Your levels, what you do best differs from people to people. For some people, gymming earlier is better because their energy level is highest then. Versus for some, it is better at nighttime because their energy levels is somehow higher then. So again, it depends on that. Moving on, let's talk about eating habits. I think we've talked enough about energy levels, and energy comes from food.
Yes.
Let's talk about eating habits.
Yes. Energy. I feel so energized and like so happy after I eat. Like, be it lunch, be it dinner, be it any meal of the day. Once I'm done eating it, it just brings like good amount of
Happiness
to me.
Yeah.
I can just say I'm very much happier and I feel energized.
Yeah,
as
you feel
well.
refreshed.
I feel better. But sometimes when it's like heavy lunch, like proper Indian desi meal,
You
I'll
feel
sleep.
sleepy, yeah.
I'll sleep. I
Yeah.
can't work after like you
Yeah.
give me biryani. No, don't expect me to work.
For me, I've noticed, if I have like a full proper meal, like how we're supposed to, even if it's like the basic thing, even if I don't take double takes or just the basic, I will still feel sleepy. But if I have like half of it or like a snack version of it, I'll be more productive.
Okay.
I don't know how that works, but I have noticed that. Because homemade food, like your mom makes and everything, like we all eat in a normal quantity, a plate full of food in the right proportion, which by the way, is half of your plate is supposed to be vegetable, greens, pulses, curries, and all of that. And then the other half is split into 2 parts. So that's 1/4 and 1/4. So your 1/4 is supposed to be your carbs, your carbohydrates.
Carbohydrates.
Yeah. So like it could be anything. It could be like bread, rice, wheat, pasta, anything. Okay. And then your last 1/4 section is supposed to be your protein. Yes. Which is like meat, fish, chicken, tofu.
and all that.
Yeah. So even if I eat like a proper plate, normal size plate,
Mm-hmm.
okay, normal size, I'm not even eating a lot. I still feel sleepy. I still feel like energy levels down. Like I want to go take a nap or something.
Mm-hmm.
But the moment like you get side plates in your dinner
Yeah.
setter. The moment I eat that plate, like I'm good. Like I'm good for the day. I do not know why.
That's nice, but for me, it really depends because I love eating my mom's food. So I
Your
usually,
mom does cook good food. Like mashallah. Thank you, auntie.
so I usually carry my tiffins, as you know. I love eating more of ghar ka khana, as we can say proudly, or like homemade food. And if I don't eat what my mom cooks for me, I feel something's incomplete. Be it lunch, be it
Aw.
dinner. I need something that's, homely. Otherwise, I don't feel full. I feel like
Aw, that's so cute.
I'm
That's so
missing
cute.
something from my life. I'm missing something. So I really love that. And I cannot finish my food. Like,
I've noticed.
yeah, the quantity which I'm supposed to be eating as like a teenager, I am not able to finish that proportion. So usually what I try doing is I eat in every 3 to 4 hours, so that like if I'm not able to finish like my lunch completely, maybe like 2-3 hours later
You'll come
I
back to
snack.
it.
Yeah, I eat that or I snack something else. But like I continuously eat so that
You're
not
not
like
under nutrition.
yeah, so at least I'm covering my food throughout the day. I have that sufficient amount of things I need, and it's really good. Like it increases your digestion as well. Like if you're eating every 3 to 4 hours, and it also keeps your blood sugar consistent. So that's like a really nice thing. I feel like people like me who cannot finish their foods, we should start breaking it out throughout the day and then finish it out.
That's actually a very good idea because I remember a while back I wasn't eating sufficiently. So I would eat the small plate, the side plate, one plate of that throughout the day. That would be the only thing I would eat.
Damn.
Yeah. And sometimes I would go 2 days without consuming any food, only water.
Girl, don't eat less.
See, because in the thing after, like once I got better, I started realizing this. It was like if I have a full plate and if I have a bigger plate and I put less food on it, that actually makes me feel more hungry.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like it's actually commanding my brain and telling my brain that you're consuming less food.
Your plate is incomplete.
Yes. Versus when I take a small plate and fill it full, my brain is tricked into believing that
You're having a full plate.
yes, and that's like I wouldn't feel that hungry throughout the day. That's how I could go like a good amount of time by eating only one side plate of food throughout the day because my brain was convinced that she's eating a full plate.
But like I feel like we should never eat less. We should always eat right and in right
True.
amounts.
True,
So
true,
that
true.
and again 3 proper meals, as everyone says, breakfast, lunch, dinner, with equal gaps in it.
That actually reminds me of this video I saw of a nutritionist. She was saying that eating healthy does not necessarily means removing from your food, removing from your diet, but rather adding onto it. Yes. And the example that she gave was that everybody says that, eating salad for weight loss, eating salad for eating healthy. But we all know that eating salad consistently cannot be very possible because, come on, it just tastes like vegetables. So she was like, you don't have to remove anything from it. You add dressings to it. You add chicken to it. That keeps you full for longer and also makes it taste better. And I've tried that. Like, bro, I was not a salad girly before, but bro, a chicken salad with a really nice vinaigrette dressing, chef's kiss. It's so good and actually keeps you full for the day.
Can't relate. I'm a vegetarian and I usually prefer having my salads with some dressings on them.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing as like chicken, as you said, nothing included in
You
that.
can add tofu.
I don't like it when it's with it, but I eat it separately.
Okay, makes sense. But still, you're still having some sort of protein to it to keep it like a balanced meal.
And also I've realized that I don't know if it's me in general or if it's people who do this very regularly, that we eat a heavier lunch and a very light dinner.
That's
We
actually
have
how it's
light
supposed to be.
And I think it gives like a good gap between your meals, and it gives a good time for your stomach as well to digest and just be your stomach.
Yeah, actually, there's a scientific reason behind that. We had this in our school actually. Thought it's basically because your digestion is much more slower while you're sleeping, and then you eat and you directly sleep. So your stomach has not had proper full time to digest all the food, and it is so if you have extra, like if you have a big heavy dinner, then that's slow digestion and extra stored food. So that is
camels.
yeah, that actually is what builds up the fat in your body.
But I don't get the point. Eating and directly sleeping, nah, I can't do that.
We just mentioned earlier that eating lunch makes us
No. Like dinner. I meant dinner. After having dinner, I cannot sleep. Like right after, or like even 30 minutes after I have dinner. I need like a good 1 hour or like a 2 hour gap. So I usually have dinners around like 8, 9, depending when it's ready, 8, 9, and then I sleep by 10, 11 kind of thing.
Same.
So it depends again. So if it's 8, I sleep by 10. If it's 9, I sleep by 11.
Yeah.
It gives a good gap between when I ate.
Yeah.
And in that while, I can also have like a sort of movement. So I walk
Yes.
around in the house itself.
Yeah. Which actually brings us to the next part, movement, and how important it is. Movement and non-gym exercises.
Why non-gym? It can be non-equipment, because basically the gym is full of equipments, yeah?
The reason I call it like non-gym exercise, because I wanted to be like light things. When people say gym, everybody assumes that, oh, it's like a proper intensive workout, proper cardio, running, lifting. No. I don't mean all of those things. I mean very light, basic movements, because that's where you start from.
Right.
Yeah. And for most people that I know, they are not gym freaks.
Yep.
They do not go to the gym. They're not consistent with it. And those who want to be, if you directly get a membership and put yourself out there into the excessive world, you're not going to be able to do it. You need to start from the basics. Yeah, it's like you're trying to jump up the ladder to step 5 directly. That's not going to work. You have to first
climb up.
Yes, on the
Step
first
by
step,
step.
then the second. Yeah, exactly. So that is why you start off with like the basic things, like lifting the basic, like there was this thing where people were like, oh, start lifting heavy water bottles.
Yeah, or even like grocery bags.
Yes.
While you shop, try to like balance out on both hands and like lift
like
them.
lift and walk. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, or like I feel like even like cycling or
Yes,
basic.
that's a very good one.
I love cycling, and that the weather's becoming so nice, and I have a little bit of time. So I feel like morning cycling, because I like waking up earlier.
Exactly.
So morning or sunset timings is a good time.
True.
Like even like a few rounds of the area
Yeah,
will also help.
absolutely. And then again, if you want to do the intensive things like lifting and blah, 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 my brothers also lift, okay? But they don't go to the gym and lift, because obviously doing that is going to be very much different. They need to be properly like prepared to do that first. They lift at home. We have weight lifts at home. They lift it. And obviously like I'm not going to be able to lift as much as they do. But I do lift sometimes as well. And that's because like you're building up the non-gym ones. Exercise. We used to have a pull-up bar, and we used to do
in the room.
Yeah, at the door from.
The door
we used to
from,
do-
yeah.
We used to do that as well, like a little exercise every single day. It's not a gym thing. It's like a very basic thing to just get some sort of movement into your body.
I
so
feel
that
yoga helps a lot.
yes, absolutely.
Yoga or basic stretching in the
Yes.
morning,
Yes.
no, like
Whenever you feel
you're
like
free
it.
or you have the time.
Yeah.
I think these small exercises just to like make sure their muscles are moving.
Exactly. Or even like you said this the other day, you were working on your laptop while walking in your room.
Oh yeah.
That also is a good way of getting some sort of movement into your body.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I just want to get work done as well as I didn't want to like skip walking. So yeah, I was taking my laptop and I was walking with that.
Yeah, that actually brings us to the next topic, which is like side
Side hustles.
hustles. Yes, it's like one of our favorites if you can't tell.
Something we are
currently doing. Yeah.
And we love doing it.
Yes.
And like it's the new year, 2025. Come on, guys. I know every one of us has that one secret business idea in our heads which we are scared of doing. But like I feel like we should just go ahead. Like
Yes,
go do
exactly. There's actually this one thing I remember. So it was like a girl quoting Mel Robbins, and basically he says that the whole reason a lot of people cannot be successful is because they keep the ideas in their head. By the time that you're self-doubting yourself, somebody else has taken the exact same idea, put it into action, and actually has made mistakes, learned from it, is
And
now
got
doing
success.
better. Yes, so that is why you have an idea, do it, put it
Just
out there.
literally go start, take the risk, do it. Just go do it. It can be anything, literally anything in the world.
Yes.
But if it's your idea, you believe in it, you think it's gonna work, trust in yourself, take that first step. If you won't take that first step,
It's
I
never
don't
gonna
think
happen.
it's gonna ever happen. And the road to success is never gonna be one straight road. It's always gonna be zigzag. They're gonna be like uneven roads.
Yeah.
But you're gonna still go through that
Exactly.
and reach success.
Yeah, maybe it's not going to be the success that you had in mind initially, but you will eventually attain success.
Yes, there's something always planned for you.
Yeah.
You never know, but there's something always planned for you. So even if not like a side hustle, you can do like small gigs.
Yeah.
There's so many things happening nowadays, especially in Dubai because of DSF. There's so much happening. Then, we can work on our own hobbies and do so many things. Like if you are someone who likes designing,
Yeah.
so then, you can
Do
just freelance and then even sell your products online. There's so many opportunities online. We have the resources with us. You have the skill. So just take that step.
Yeah, leverage your skills, use them to actually do something.
Okay, so we also need to set goals.
Yeah.
We need to have certain goals in our minds and we have to fix things off like by this month.
Yeah.
Measurable goals basically.
Yeah, exactly.
By this month I'm gonna achieve this.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're anyway thinking about it. So go do it. And it does not necessarily just have to be a side hustle. If you wanted to go get the second job, start applying.
Do it. Just
What's
do it.
stopping you? Don't say that, oh, I have this current job. Oh, I'm too busy with university. Go do it. If you're thinking about it, go do it.
Just do it.
It's never gonna work out if it's only in your head.
Yeah, and we also need to manage our time with that. As you said, like if you're still into university and you're planning to do something like an internship or anything else, manage your time. Like for example, if your classes are till like 12 or 1, you have the rest of the day with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Or if it's like late evening classes, like 4 or 5, it ends at 6, for example, you have the rest of the morning day with you. So you
Exactly.
can plan your day, fix things and work on them accordingly. Don't waste time if you're dreaming of something.
Yeah, exactly. And put yourself out there. Be it like physically put yourself in networking settings, or you put it like on LinkedIn or any social medias.
Social
or-
media.
Yeah, exactly. Because this is one thing that I've been hearing a lot recently is that putting your head down and working hard is not going to get you to where you are, because you have to let people know what you have actually done. So put it out there. You are not going to come out as braggy just because you have said that, oh, you've done something and you want due credit for it. I understand that, oh, we Asians have been taught to just like work hard and then keep quiet about it and let others take credit and walk all over us.
never.
No, absolutely not. You deserve the credit that you have worked for. So put yourself out there.
Yes.
Claim it.
And be confident within you. You can do it and we believe in you.
Yes, and that is why our next part is about confidence and originality. This whole while we have been talking about reinventing ourselves and doing all of these things, but the most important thing is you stay true to yourself. Even previous episode, we all were imagining our ideal self, but that does not mean that you go into a whole delulu land.
Yeah, and you forget who you are.
At the core.
Yeah, because what you are is what makes you unique. Okay, like as we mentioned, Pinterest pictures are not gonna you're not gonna copy paste your life
Yes.
from Pinterest. You are gonna do something similar and it's gonna be very unique
To you.
to you. And it's just for you.
Yeah, and own whatever you do, okay? Yes, in the beginning everybody is gonna call it cliche, weird,
This, that.
yeah, they are gonna say it's literally people's job to yap. But the fact is that you are busy doing something, you're busy making something of yourself while they're busy obsessing over you and talking about you. The fact is that while you are putting your precious time and energy into something you believe in, to become something, to make something, people out there putting their time thinking about you, obsessing over you. You have already done the biggest part. This is literally proof that what you're doing is worth it. Them yapping about you is literal proof of why you should keep going on.
Yeah.
So have that confidence, believe in yourself, because nobody's gonna believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. The first time it's gonna come from within you. We would not be here if we didn't believe in ourselves.
So confidence is one of the biggest factors that literally can change your entire life, can change everything for us as well. If we weren't confident back then, I don't think we would be here.
Yeah, exactly.
talking.
Because initially we were very much like, oh, is this gonna work? Is
We
this
were
not gonna work?
skeptical, but
yes, but we still put it out there because we believe in ourselves and in each other, and we were true to ourselves. Like, I know that this is not the type of self-help content that we see on, like, say, Wizard, Liz, Tamkor. These are my idols. I love them. And I know that what we do is very much different from them, but I still love it this way because it is original, it is authentic, it is real to us.
Yeah, we're being real. We're not changing ourselves
To fit their standards
Yeah.
or that aesthetic.
or like just changing ourselves for any purpose. We are what we are, how we are, on record, off record. It's the same us.
Exactly. And yes, so look around, explore around, see what you want to become, take inspiration, but in this process, do not lose yourself.
Yes, and especially don't go behind peer pressure. Please don't.
Yes.
And especially if like your best friend has started something and like looking at them, you also feel like I should do something. Maybe, I don't know, out of jealousy or out of anything. Don't. Like, if you think that if they have the skills, for example, if you don't, just to raise them, don't do that.
Yes.
And if someone else is pressurizing you that like do it, nah. If you think you don't have the skills, you need to still work on yourself and then, give a month and then start, do that.
Yeah,
Rather than your
exactly.
friend pushing you and saying that, hey, 15th you have to start. Like, no, that doesn't work that way. You can't just follow them.
Yeah, as Tia said, just because your friend is doing it, you do not have to do it. Like, if you feel like you would do better in a different field, then do it. You do not have to copy your
Like,
friends.
don't follow them blindly. Don't. Just
Yes, absolutely. You are your own original person. Like, even me and Dia, even if we work together, she is her own beautiful human being that I admire so much, and I am my own human being as well. But at the same time, me and Dia still have like different lives going on with that.
Yeah.
We don't pressurize each other to do things that we don't wanna, and then neither should you. If you feel like your friend is pressurizing you to do something with them, or something that they want to do, say no. It's okay. Be original, be confident.
Yes, just believe in yourself and that just be confident with whatever you're going to do.
Yeah, don't lose yourself. That's it from us. Until next time, keep chasing your dreams
Loving yourself.
and thriving in every way.
Here's to making 2025 our best year yet.
We've got your back.